Hello, welcome back to my channel. Got myself some Taco Bell, got myself some Q's. We're gonna have a good old-fashioned sit in the car, eat some Taco Bell Q&A. Today, let's just get right on into it. I'm going to answer all of the questions that you guys have been asking me on Instagram, on YouTube, on polls, and this first one, it makes me laugh so hard. The first question is, what is something that you do that gives off rich girl energy? Y'all, I have zero rich girl energy. Ew. They do like the little paper straws at Taco Bell now. I hate these. I understand it is better for the environment, but I hate these so much. I should have brought my own straw. I got the new like Cinnabon coffee. It's their iced coffee. I've never had iced coffee from Taco Bell before. I'm slightly nervous. I feel like this is just going to be a sugar rush. Let's take a sip and find out together. I like my coffee just like a tad bit darker, but we're gonna roll with it and see how it goes. I've never had iced coffee from Taco Bell before, and subpar. I mean, what do you really expect from a place that specializes in tacos? I just didn't feel like doing like multiple trips and going to Starbucks. It's okay. It is very, very sweet. So this is my drink. I also brought a iced water just in case, because I had a feeling I wasn't gonna really like the iced coffee from Taco Bell. So let's get into the question. What is something that I do that gives off rich girl energy? Y'all, I have literally no rich girl energy whatsoever. I have like Target and Walmart energy all day, every day. I will say, if you are like a mom or a dad or a child caregiver and you're watching this video and your child goes to daycare, you will understand the struggle of how expensive daycare can be. Right now it is currently about $1,100 for our son to go for 2 days, and starting in September when I go back to teaching, our daughter will be going as well, and we're going to be spending well over $2,000 a month on daycare. So I always say, like, once both of our kids are out of daycare and in grade school, we're going to be saving like so much money. And something that I plan on doing once they are in grade school is hiring a cleaning staff. I don't know if that's like rich girl energy, but that is going to be my rich girl energy. That is going to be my like treat yourself moment. I'm going to be hiring a cleaning staff, a cleaning company, even if it's just like once a week. Ideally I would like it to be like twice a week, but even if it's just once a week, I don't even care what it costs. We're going to be saving so much money from daycare. That is something that I'm going to do for me, so I don't have to clean as much, because like it is just ridiculous the amount that you have to clean, let alone just like on your own. But when you have like kids thrown into the mix and you have like a pit bull that sheds everywhere, it is obnoxious. So that is the rich girl energy that I will be portraying in the future. Okay, let's get into the food. I got the Taco Bell Nacho fries. I got these before, like when they first came out years and years and years and years ago, and I was not a fan because they were so soggy. These are nice and crispy, so I'm pretty excited to try them again. The first time around I thought that like the flavor was good, but they were just so soggy, and I do not vibe with a soggy french fry. So we're gonna try it now while they're nice and crispy. Here's the cheese sauce. Love that plasticky cheese, it's the best. Here we go. You see the steam coming out? You never get that from Taco Bell. Okay, these are like completely different ball game when they are crispy. These are actually flipping delicious. I'm giving myself like a facial right now. Do you see that steam coming out? Okay, 10 out of 10 if you get them when they are hot, steamy, fresh, crispy, and like crunchy. Very, very good. Let's get into the next question. When is your next Disney trip? I got this question so much. I would say that this is probably like one of the most asked questions that I am getting on the daily, and I really appreciate that because I love Disney. I think my next trip is going to be in October, so hear me out. I was supposed to go this summer to go meet up with my friend Lindsay, but I just didn't feel comfortable going until Ellie turned 6 months old, and she wouldn't be 6 months old until July, which means I could only go in August because I'm a teacher and I start back like the academic school year in September. August is just such a bad time to go to Disney. It's still so busy. It is still so hot. and it's just gonna be like a little too much, especially with me going back to work and I start my PDs in August. I just felt like it was going to be like a little too overwhelming if I was going in August and then starting back my PDs in August as well. So I was telling my friend Lindsay, like, how do you feel about October? In October we have like a whole string of days that we usually have like 2 or 3 days off in a row in our school calendar because of like all of the holidays. We have Columbus Day, we have like a bunch of holidays in October that our district celebrates, and we both love fall, we both love Halloween, so I feel like it is going to be a match made in heaven. I am just waiting right now for my academic school calendar to be released. It is not released yet. It usually gets released around like end of April, early May, and I'm just hoping and praying on the academic school calendar gods that we happen to have like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, or like a Thursday, Friday off, or a Monday, Tuesday off, so I could go like for the weekend and then into those next couple of days. So I'm hoping that my next trip is in October, and October is my favorite month and Disney is my favorite place, and it's just like all the magic. Like, I would just be so excited to go in October with my friend Lindsay, especially considering that she is a huge Disney fan as well, and she's a huge fall fan. Like, all the stars just aligning right on up. Okay, let's get to the next question. Next question is, oh, I love this one. Love this one. This one's kind of like a deeper answer, so let's get into it. These fries are wicked good. Like, I'm a huge fan of this right now. Look at that. Like, look at all of that. Let me try to like get a little close up for you. Look at all of the seasoning. Of course my camera's not gonna focus. There we go. Look at that. I'm into it. These are really good. If you get these when they're crispy, or even if you just go and just ask to wait for like the next batch so they're like fresh and hot and steamy and yum, 100 out of 10. They're really delicious. So to answer why I put on a social media limit, I feel like when people hear, oh, I put on a limit for social media, it's because like they're getting like a negative experience from social media, and that's really not how it was for me. I feel fortunate that like when I go on Instagram, I don't feel like pressured, or I don't feel like a certain way. Like, I'm not comparing myself to others. I'm not like seeing something that I want and then getting like jealous about it. Like, for example, I'm not in my dream house right now. Like, I want my dream house, and if I go on Instagram and I see people like buying land or building their house, like, I'm not getting jealous of it, and it's not making me like feel bad. I'm just like really happy for that person. Is my camera focusing? There we go. So I'm not like upset when I go on it. I just personally feel like I spend way too much time on the app. So if you guys are unfamiliar with like what I'm talking about, probably should have explained it in the beginning. I put a limit on my phone. I'm pretty sure any phone allows you to put a limit, and I did an Instagram limit, so I have an hour and a half a day, which still is like kind of long if you think about it. Like, an hour and a half of just like scrolling, like that actually is kind of a lot. But I also use it like for work, because I do use it for like social media promotions and PR brands and like sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. So I do dedicate like a little bit of that time in the hour and a half to like getting back to brands and like promotional stuff and making stories and doing all these things. But I just feel like I'm on the app way too freaking much. I'm sure a lot of people watching this video can like completely understand. I just feel like I'm on the app all the time, and it's like there's no need. There's absolutely no need for me to be on that app all the time. I feel like sometimes I'll like sit on the bathroom and it's just habit that I take my phone out and I like start scrolling on Instagram. Is that something that I need to do? Like, not judging anybody else who does it. I feel like I am on that app way too much. I follow this account who used to be like a major influencer. I'm not gonna like say her name because she like completely went private and kind of like off the grid, but she used to be like this huge influencer. I loved following her. I loved her content. And then she kind of just like went away for a while, and then she came back and she would post like sporadically, and then she finally came back and she's like, hey, I'm not using this account anymore. I created a private account for family and friends. Just gonna post on there, and I'm not really doing like the influencing thing anymore. And I like super respected that. So I started following her. I had been talking to her for a while. I had talked with her in the past and like had conversations with her, and we were kind of in like the same realm, so to speak, at one point. So I like just started following her new account, just seeing if she would accept me, and she did. And I'm so glad that she did, because it is just so refreshing to see her on Instagram. It is just so authentic and so real now. Not that it wasn't before, but you can just see that she is using it for all the right reasons. She just like posts about her day. It's not all like completely like aesthetic all the time. It's just normal, it's real, it's raw, it's like realistic, it's how it should be. And she went private right around the same time that I had my daughter Ellie, and it kind of just like clicked with me. I was like, yo, you need to stop scrolling less and just live in the moment more. So I really owe her a lot, because she just like really kind of like put everything into perspective for me. She only goes on maybe like once every 5 days. She'll just pop up, and like when I see her feed, I'm just like really excited in her posts, because it just seems so real. It is so real. It's like so authentic now. So that is why I put a little limit on. I was just really inspired to kind of like scroll less and just like live in the moment more, and I've been loving it. It has been so freeing. It has been so refreshing. People are looking at me. This is so awkward. It's so awkward. Anyways, it's been like so refreshing and so freeing. Whenever I put my daughter down for a nap previously, I would just like jump on the couch and scroll, and it's like so mindless, which is fine to do once in a while. I was just doing it all the time. So now I put my daughter down. I've been reading a lot more. I'll get a book from the library, just sit on the couch, and it's kind of like therapeutic in a sense. So that is the reason why I put a social media limit on my phone, and I highly recommend everybody do it, even if just for like 1 day a week. It is truly freeing. Okay, these are really good. Let's get into the next question. I feel like this video is all over the place, but that is currently my life. I just have so much chaotic energy currently, so just bear with me. Next question. This is actually a question that I have for you guys. I'm very interested to see the answer that you guys have for this. So the question is, do you have anything set up financially for Landon and Ellie's future? Okay, so I'm very blessed that my parents were able to pay for, I think, pretty much all of our college. So me and my sister, they pay for all of our college, and I know that's like a dime a dozen. That doesn't happen very often, but it did happen for us, and it was huge for us. And I'm hoping to do that for Landon and for Ellie. We're hoping to be able to do that for them as well. My parents did not spoil us whatsoever. They like gave us nice things, and they worked hard for what they gave us, and they definitely taught us like the value of $1. And I hope to do the same for Landon and Ellie. We always had bank accounts growing up, and my parents like had a lock on them until we were 18, so we weren't allowed to touch any of the money in that bank account until we turned 18, and I plan on doing that with Landon and Ellie as well. So because we did that, I wasn't just like spending money foolishly, and I got really into like saving. I remember when I got my first job at 14, I would just save all my money. It would just go right into my bank account, and I would just like always have an end goal in mind. So when I was 14, I was like wicked into Air Force Ones. That's when they were really popular, when I was 14, and all of my money I saved for these Air Force Ones. People are staring at me. This is so weird. Anyways, I finally got like enough money, and I bought my pair of Air Force Ones, but I was like, do I need to buy 20? No, I'm just gonna put the rest in the bank. So then I started saving for a car. And then my next goal was like to save money for a house. And when I turned 18, that money came to all of us. And because we know the value of $1, all of us, meaning my sister and myself, she got her money, I got my money once we turned 18. Because we like knew the value of $1, we didn't just like piss through the money. It pretty much just stayed there. Like nothing really changed. I used it when I needed it in like college or whatsoever, but we didn't like just blow through all of our money. And because my parents like instilled, whatever the word is, like good money saving habits, I was able to buy my first house. I think I was like 24 or 25, and when I bought my first house, I was able to put 20% down, which was like really it was really great. So anyways, we plan on doing the same for Landon and Ellie, like keeping up with their bank account and just like helping them along the way, like never spoiling them, but obviously like treating them from time to time, giving them what they need and helping them out. But the question that I have for you is, currently I have one bank account for Landon and Ellie, and I'm hearing like opposing sides from my friends and family. Like I'll ask them occasionally like how they feel about it and what they think about it, and I'm just getting like opposing and conflicting views. So here's my thought process behind it. Also, my camera is gonna shut off in like 2 seconds, so let me just shut it off for it and just start it over. I have like this limit on my phone where if I film for 16 minutes it stops, and I'm at 15:34, so it's just gonna stop in 60. So give me 2 seconds. I am here for these french fries. These nacho fries are so tasty. I honestly don't know why they always have them like here and then they're gone and then they're back again and then they're gone again. I think it's like a marketing ploy. Like maybe if they always had them on the menu, people wouldn't care as much because they would just always be readily available. But if you have them like gone and they come back, it like brings up all the hype. I don't know, I'm not a marketing major, but these are really, really, really tasty. Okay, back to what I was saying. I have a vision for Landon and Ellie's bank account. So currently the two of them have one bank account. Any money that they get or anything that we are saving goes into one account. And some people are like, in my family and my friends are like, well, they should have two separate ones. Like anything that Landon gets should go into his, anything that Ellie gets should go into hers, because it's like their money. But my thought behind it is Landon will always have so much more money than Ellie ever will, because Landon was our first, and when you have your first, you always get spoiled so much more. Like it's just, that's the God honest truth. You always get spoiled so much more. You have your baby shower. I'm not into like 2 baby showers, so we didn't have a baby shower with Ellie. I feel like after the first one, it's on you. So I didn't have like a sprinkle or a baby shower or any of that kind of stuff. With like the baptism, we invited like a ton of people, and now COVID, like we're not inviting as many people, nor would as many people come. Like first birthdays are huge, which Ellie will still have like a big first birthday as well. Landon actually didn't even have a first birthday because of COVID, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like when it comes to the first, like the baby shower, the baptism, this and that, when you have the baby and people just come over and visit you, they bring you so much stuff and they give you like gift cards, they give you money, they give you this. He will always have so much more than Ellie ever will have, just for that sole fact. So I just am under the impression like, keep it all together. When he turns 5, we'll just split it down the center, right there, right in the middle, and then we'll have them like have their own bank accounts. I don't know, let me know how you guys feel about that. I have like some people who are agreeing with me and my family and my friends, and some people who are not. And I think at the end of the day, like I'm just gonna do what I feel financially is the best for them. But I just don't want like Landon having X amount of dollars in his bank account and then Ellie having like this much money in her bank account because she didn't have a baby shower or the big baptism, or you know, like all of those big things that you usually do with the first one that you don't always do with the second one. I hope that made sense. All right, let's get into the next one. The next one is, why don't you drink anymore? I get this question all the time. Personally, it's nothing crazy. I wasn't like a hard alcoholic where I like had to stop and I'm trying to get sober. I just hate alcohol. I just personally hate the taste of it. I think it's like expensive. It's a waste of money. I hate the way that I feel when I drink. I get super anxious. Like I drank a ton in college because that's the cool thing to do when you're in college. You just drink and you go to bars and you go to clubs and you go to parties and you drink. So I drank in college a bunch, and I just always hated the way I felt. I don't like the feeling of not being in control, and when I drink, I am not in control. I also get super anxious. Like my anxiety is heightened so much. It is so expensive to drink, whether you are drinking at home or whether you are drinking, especially if you are going out and drinking. The price is like amplified by like times 10, and I just don't like the taste. Like I think the most important thing is like some people drink and they're like, this is so good. Like I drank and I just cringe. Like I hate the taste of beer, I hate the taste of wine, I hate the taste of champagne, I hate the taste of hard alcohol, so I just don't drink. Like it has nothing to do with me trying to like be sober or whatever. I just don't like the taste of it, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. So why do something to yourself when you don't like any of those things? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. I get this all the time. Are you still teaching? I am still teaching. I am still in my 5th grade classroom. Okay, I'm still teaching. Yes, I am. Super easy answer for that one. I'm still teaching. I just took an extended maternity leave so I can bond with Ellie. With Landon, I got 10 months off, and the way that like the schedule for teaching goes, I'll end up getting 8 months off with Ellie. So I will be going back September with the students and August for my PDs. And I've been out since December 1st-ish, I think it was. I think it was December 1st is when I like left my classroom to have Ellie, and I didn't have her until the 7th, so I ended up having like an entire week that was just like a week for me, and it was, I want to say it was glorious, but it was actually like the most painful week of my life, because that last week of pregnancy, y'all, I do not wish that on my worst enemy. But I am still teaching, and I'll be back in my classroom in September. These were all kind of jumbled. Ooh, who are your favorite content creators? So I ended up having to like type this one out because I have so many, and I'm not going to talk about like specifics of why I like each person because I wrote so many down and we will be here for eons. So let's just go right through the list. Okay, let's start off with the lifestyle category. I have Allison Bickerstaff as my #1 favorite content creator. I just love her content. She is so calming and just like an absolute pleasure to watch. So she is #1 for my lifestyle category. I also love Christian Johns. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Mikkel Jantz, I believe is how you pronounce it. Jessica Braun, I love. Milena Ciciotti, although I don't feel like I vibe with her as much as I used to. Also Aspen Ovard, I love her content, but she is somebody who like you watch and I'm automatically like, yeah, we are not in the same tax bracket whatsoever, but I really do like her content. So those are like my favorite lifestyle content creators. People who make me laugh: Charlotte Dobre, CSA Punch, she's on Instagram and also like a huge TikToker. So funny. I'm obsessed with her content. Lindsay Girk, and then Trey Kennedy for food inspo, because I do have a whole entire category dedicated to food. Liv B, which is really funny to me because she is a vegan food blogger and I am not a vegan whatsoever, but everything that she makes is just like so aesthetically pleasing and looks beautiful, and everything that I've tried, from like desserts to coffee to like meals to snacks that she has like created, have been incredible. So I really like her. My absolute favorite food blogger though is Half Baked Harvest. She holds my heart. I love Malia, Feel Good Foodie, and then for local like Rhode Island inspo, Buns and Bites. If you ever come to Rhode Island, check out Buns and Bites. She is like huge in like the foodie Instagram sphere for like promoting different restaurants that are absolutely delicious and like all of the food that is delicious in Rhode Island. For parenthood inspo, I love Mother Could, Big Little Feelings, and Love Every. For my Disney category, which is my last category, I'm just noticing I have like so many, but the top ones that I like follow would be Happiest Vlogs and Magical Journeys. I'm sure I'm missing like a ton. They like totally change monthly if not weekly, but those are the ones that I've just been like really connecting with for quite some time. Okay, let me get my food out because I'm hungry. I only have like 2 things left. I have a Crunch Wrap and then my absolute favorite thing at Taco Bell, these little guys right here, these like little Sim Twist guys. They're so tasty. Also, I need a sip of something. Okay. Oh, it's too sweet. I don't like that at all. It's just like, it's way too sweet. Okay, let's open this up. I haven't had one of these in so long. Let's just get into the next question because it goes perfectly with Taco Bell. What is your favorite fast food? My favorite fast food is Taco Bell. You're looking at it, baby. So I would say Taco Bell. I only really allow myself to get fast food maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and it's typically like 1 or 2 trips to Taco Bell and usually 1 trip to McDonald's to get a Big Mac. I envision myself eating Big Macs all the time. So definitely Taco Bell is my top favorite, but I also get down with a Big Mac from time to time, for sure. Next question is first time mom advice. So I have like an entire video on like mom advice, so I'm just gonna link that in the description because it'll be pretty repetitive if I talk about it here. I kind of like organized and listed out all of like my top pros and cons and things that I do, I used to do and I don't do it anymore, things that like I'm trying to do better, just everything. So I will link that video in the description below, and I'll also link my motherhood playlist where I have pretty much all of my pregnancy videos and motherhood videos. Next question is, rudest YouTuber you've ever met? Let me take a bite for a second. So, oh my god, it's so good. I miss these so much. Like I said, I only like really allow myself to get Taco Bell like once, twice, 3 times most a year, and it's just so good. It is worth every single calorie, every single chemical that I know that they probably pump in here. It's just so good. So to answer that question, I haven't met any rude YouTubers. That's partially because I haven't really met a lot of YouTubers. Like, I live in Rhode Island. Most people who like meet a lot of YouTubers live in like LA or New York or Florida, and I don't live anywhere near there. I just kind of like live in my own little YouTube bubble. But I can tell you like the kindest YouTuber that I ever met, and I forgot to mention them in like my favorite content creators. I really like their content as well. But I was blessed enough to go on a PR trip to Disney, and we were on the trip with Jess and Gabriel. I'm sure you guys already know them because they're like huge on YouTube, and they were the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. I feel kind of like embarrassed saying this, but I had no clue who they were until I went on that PR trip, and a bunch of people were just like, hey, do you know them? They're like huge on YouTube. Because like when we went on that PR trip, it wasn't just all YouTubers, it was Instagrammers, it was bloggers, it was just like all different content creators, just like in the lifestyle and the Disney realm. So a lot of people were like bloggers, they weren't all YouTubers, but I was a YouTuber, and they were like asking me, hey, do you know them? Like, they're huge on YouTube. And I was like, I have no idea who they are. Like, who are they? So they told us like the name Jess and Gabriel, and that night when we went back to Grand Floridian where they were hosting us, I like researched them, and I was like, hot damn, like these people are huge on YouTube. And I watched like a couple of the videos that night, and then for the rest of the trip, we were there for like 5 days, 4 or 5 days. They were the nicest people ever. Like, I can't even express to you how kind they were. They were just like, however they act on their videos, and I say that like loosely because it's not an act, they really are that way in real life. Like, I actually sat down with them at one of the times we were doing like the happily ever after fireworks pre-show, so we got to go get like dessert and everything, and I sat down with them and we were just talking, and they were asking like what I did, and I was mentioning that I was a teacher, and then Gabe was like, oh, Jess went to school to be a teacher before like we did YouTube. Then we started like talking about teaching and like schooling and all that kind of stuff, and it was, yeah, they were super nice. So I don't have an answer for like the rudest YouTuber that I ever met, because I haven't really met any YouTubers who are rude, because I just don't meet YouTubers. But I can say that Jess and Gabriel are the nicest YouTubers that I ever met in my entire life. Okay, moving on. Any pregnancy food aversions you still can't eat after birth? This one hits hard for my husband, and I'm so sorry I had him. I'm really sorry. So yes, it's so weird how pregnancy can just like change you so much. So with both pregnancies, I had a huge aversion to chickpeas, of all things. Like, chickpeas, how weird is that? I couldn't even like look at chickpeas, look at hummus, and still to this day it kind of like turns my stomach. I think the weirdest thing that I'm sure everybody thinks is weird, I love coffee now. If you guys have been following along, I hated coffee for the longest time, and when I got pregnant with Ellie this last pregnancy, I started like craving it, like not wanting it but needing it. And everyone's like, do you still like coffee now that you're not pregnant? Love coffee, like absolutely love it, like absolutely still need it every single day. So that one's really weird. And the one that like I think probably hurts my husband's heart, if you guys are unfamiliar, my husband Adam is 100% Chinese. And this last pregnancy, I got an aversion to Chinese food. Like, even just the look of it made me want to throw up. And still to this day, I can't really eat Chinese food. I'm so sorry, babe. I really am. It's the weirdest thing. I love Chinese food. I love Chinese food. I can't even look at it right now. It makes my stomach do like loop-de-loops. I don't know what it is about it. Like, it's just like, it's not even one food. It's like all Chinese food right now. I will still eat it and I'm getting a little bit better. Like in my pregnancy, I couldn't even like go be in the same room as Chinese food. Again, sorry babe, I love you to the world, to the moon and back. But yeah, still to this day, I can't stomach Chinese food. It's getting slowly better. I just think that's the weirdest one. I don't know if it's like the sauciness of it or like the, I don't know, the sodium of it. I don't know. I don't like it at all. All right, let's get into questions. I feel like I'm way all over the place and I'm not really even like going through these. Let me see. Oh, I like this one. Have you ever Googled yourself? I have Googled myself, and let me be the poster child for what you see online is not real. I've Googled myself in the past. I don't even know if I can still find it. If I can find it, I'll put like a picture over here. But I remember I Googled myself once and everything was just completely inaccurate. And it was like, Allison of the Miss Alley Cakes has a net worth of $30 million. Y'all. $30 million. Can we even? I don't know if they meant to say like she has 30 million views, because maybe at that time I had 30 million like channel views. I currently have like 52 million channel views, and I feel like that came out like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, so maybe that's what they were trying to say. But it said it has a net worth. Like net worth is talking about how much money you make, and it said that had a net worth of $30 million. Can you flipping imagine? I do not, in case you guys are wondering, I do not have a net worth of $30 million. So I did Google myself, but besides that, everything was like pretty boring. Like it was nothing exciting to really get excited about. Like I'm not that exciting of a person, to be quite honest with you. Okay, the lighting is getting really, really crazy. I have my last little snack and the last question of today's video. The last question is, did you think Turning Red was controversial? So the new Disney and Pixar movie Turning Red got so much backlash, and honestly I don't understand why. I don't understand how it was controversial. I have read so many threads about like how political it is and how woke it is and how just like how controversial it is, and I watched it going in expecting to see the worst, and I watched it and I was like, what is controversial with this movie? I didn't understand how it was controversial at all. I honestly thought it was a really cute movie, like especially being a teacher. I teach 5th grade. Look at these. Like these are the star of the show. I look forward to these every time I go to Taco Bell. But like I was saying, especially being a 5th grade teacher, I can tell you that is exactly how kids act. Like I teach preteen kids, and that is how dorky and like unsure of themselves and like quirky and just like awkward preteens are. I can't tell you how many times I go out to recess and I have girls and boys just acting an absolute fool, just like having fun. And again, being preteens, the way that they acted in that video, I feel like was not a dramatization. I feel like it was spot on. If I could film my kids and not get in trouble for it, I wish I could show you how awkward preteens are. Like they're just, I think it perfectly matched up with how preteens really act, like all the awkward phases that they go through and just how quirky and like seriously just crazy that they can be. Another thing that got so much controversy was that they talked about periods and they showed pads. Like how is that controversial? I don't understand at all. Like that's a part of every female's life, and like why are we shaming periods? I don't get it. So I don't even know. There were just like so many different things that they talked about that was controversial. They said it was like such a woke movie. How is it woke? Please explain to me in the comments, because am I missing something? I think the only thing that could be like construed as political or woke, she said my panda, my choice, and she said it's my panda, I'm keeping the panda. So I don't know if they're like referring that to like pregnancy or whatever it may be. I feel like people were really reaching. I know that they said like the culture was like misconstrued and like over exaggerated, but like that's what you do in movies, like you over exaggerate things sometimes. I personally do not understand how that movie was controversial. I thought it was a wonderful movie. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Pixar movie, but I just don't see how it's woke, how it's political, how it's controversial. I really like the movie. Please like change my mind in the comments and express how you feel if you feel differently. I don't know. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. So that's the tea. That's the tea. I don't know. That's how I feel. I don't see how it's controversial. Anyways, I've been sitting in my car eating Taco Bell, talking to a camera in public for far too long, so I'm going to be ending the video here. I know that this was, again, super chaotic energy, but it's currently my life right now, so I just hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Bye, friends. So good.